Tanya's reeling in the most ridiculously long extension cable we've ever laid out. And then Sarah and Nicola are on board, yay! Good morning everybody. Today we go to Orland. The wind is looking good. I think it's a little too strong to fly a Jenica. If it was light I would have broken that out today, but actually we've got winds of I think 5 meters a second with gusts of 10 meters a second, so translated that's, you just double it really. So that's 10 knots to 20 knot gusts. So just the white sails today I think. We'll see how we go. But yeah, today's the day we cross again. It's going to be fun. I really like Orland, looking forward. So as the dock was so shallow, I was a bit worried about touching the rudder on the ground, so the most important thing for me now was to just get that rudder away from the dock sideways. And the easiest way to do this, especially with the wind blowing you onto the dock as well, is just to run a line to the front cleat, put the engine in forward, turn the rudder to port, and then put her in forward, and then you can see it swings out the back end, and then you can just reverse out and just slip that line off. Simple process. Well, goodbye Norrtälje. Really nice city to go and visit if you're up in this area. There's a German boat just behind us, just raised sails, but there's a little bit of wind, but not much. Maybe he has a lot of time. But as we go up the channel, the wind will drop off a lot going through the narrow parts and everything. It's just not worth raising the sails yet, so got a motor for an hour, hour and a half, something like that. Sometimes some sea shanties can get the mood going before a passage. Almost out of the channel now, we can raise some sails. It's going to be a nice one.
Let's go! I need the leverage here, Chris.
Tanya's also recognizing that this has now become a fully fledged race.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
We're on it. We're on it. Look at him. He's never gonna make it.
This guy's only got one sail up. He's got his code 0 up. If he had his main up, he would be flying, I think. So guys, we've just got the white sails up now and it's blowing 12 knots. And it's tempted to get the code 0 up, but we can only fly that up to about 16 knots on the aft quarter there. So I suspect during the day that the wind is going to actually increase and the white sails are going to be more than enough, and you know, I'm going to see what it gets like as well as we pass the end of the island here and see if the winds are more out to sea. But we are on our way now and we've got about 5 hours to sail.
5 and 20 minutes.
And how many nautical miles?
30.
30 nautical miles, so it's not a long day of sailing, but it's alright. And as you can see, I've put the dinghy up on the deck and the engine is on the push pit as well, because A will make more speed and B, I think it's a bit safer. Even with a 3.4 meter dinghy, the jib kind of clears this one quite a bit, you know. Maybe with a 3.1 it would be a little more practical because we have to move it backwards and forwards depending on what we're doing. So if we're sailing, we'll push it forward, and then if we're docking or maneuvering, then we'll push it backwards into the mast and we can walk around the front of it and use the anchor, etc. But it's a nice thingy to have for sure. I really like the Takicat. On the other hand, I'd really like to see what a rib can do with that engine and what that performs like, you know, but maybe one day in the future. I've done a lot of upgrades over the last year or two or whatever, so it's time to maybe save a little bit of money. Every time I get this camera out, Ollie, you come and like push me around on the legs. So I can't balance at all.
Oh my god. Help me, human.
Yeah. Guys, we're having the perfect sail now. And actually, like I said before, I'm glad we didn't get the code 0 out because it would have been on the limit right now. We're doing 7.5 knots with 15 knots on the starboard quarter there. Goodbye, Sweden. We've got the Baltic enabler coming up on the port side here, but the closest point of approach is about half a mile, and that's in about 30 minutes, so just keep an eye on him. He's a big one. Land ho! Don't know whether you guys can see that on camera, but there is land. Orland to be exact. We have involuntarily entered a race again. Part of me wishes that I would have raised the code 0 because it hasn't got up any more than 16 knots, which is the limit of it. But the other half of me says, why take the stress when it will just add maybe a knot and a half to the speed. So kept it conservative. It's been very relaxed. Full white sails up, doing 7.5 knots. Perfect sailing. Really, really nice. There is a swell out here because it's coming south. Well, it's a southerly wind coming up the Baltic, southwesterly. So it has time to build. The fetch is quite a long way. The Orland flag is now up. We're just cruising. What was that, Tanya? The waves are coming down?
No. I thought so.
As we turned in towards Rödhamn and the wind shifted behind us, the main started to blanket the head sail. So in this situation, as I've said many times before, it's just not worth flogging the sail really. Just leave one sail up, the main sail will do most of the work, wind the jib in and save the sail. Well, we're just coming into Rödhamn now. Just going to turn the corner and then we'll take the sail in there. But there's a lot of boats in there I can see on AIS. And a lot of masts I can see over the hill as well. So when we got in there, the place turned out to be super busy actually, and there were a few spaces that we could see, and a few of the boats were taking one buoy for themselves. So over in the Stockholm area, you know, if there's one buoy, usually two boats can take up one buoy, and then you can squeeze in and push the boats out a little bit, which is what our intention was.
Excuse me, can you shift over so we can get in here? Yeah, but there's no buoy, and you're blocking two spaces. Yeah, but you normally have two boats on one buoy.
Yeah.
Look at the others.
There's a lot of space for two boats.
Yeah, but then we need to drop our anchor in on them. No, it's not gonna fit. Chris, he's not gonna budge. So go in next to Blue Marlin. Just drop the stern anchor.
Is it on?
Yeah, thanks, Nikolai.
Okay, thanks for nothing.
So as you can hear, the German guy really didn't want to help us out there, and to be honest, I think that's bad etiquette. So what we ended up doing is going into the corner there. Unfortunately, there wasn't a buoy available, so we had to drop the anchor, go in and tie up to the dock. What that means is that when we drop the stern anchor, it will be sitting on the bottom a little further away, and when that Finnish boat on the left wants to leave, and this is exactly what happened the next day, we would have to come out, pick up the anchor so he has enough room to reverse out, and then re-dock again. It's a frustrating situation, and I try not to get too wound up about it because it's our holiday. But nevertheless, you know, when there's a lot of people on the dock, sometimes you end up with these little situations that you have to deal with. It's a new country, Ollie. Third country in your life.
Look at this little tiny duckling out here.
Ollie dog? Is it swimming time? Nope. Scratch, 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 scratch. They are swimming. Apparently the water here is 20 degrees, but not really according to Sarah.
It's not 23.
It said 20. Like 19 and a half, 20.
It is not 20.
Well, we've arrived in this harbour here, and we had a great sail over, as you saw. And we've taken this little spot in the corner here. We've had to drop our anchor really, but we didn't see that there was a little spot actually further in the corner over here, but never mind. Anchor's out, we're all good. We're in here, but these guys want to leave in the morning, so perhaps we might need to do a switcheroo. But what a beautiful place. This is really, really cool. Really like it. You know, you've got a sauna here, you've got a little store over there, you've got a museum even, you've got lots of different things. We're going to explore a little bit of those tomorrow morning, maybe. But I'm just enjoying now, just starting the barbecue, doing some kale, some pork. Nice things. Just enjoying our time. What more to say? And even out in the bay over there, you've got a pump out station as well. So if you want to get rid of your toilet waste, you can go here and do that as well. So a lot of facilities here, a lot of nice things. This guy's. It's another dinner for kings and queens.
Oh, we hope so.
Kale, potatoes, pork, barbecue's doing its job. Happy days. Ollie's waiting in Tanya's seat. Hey guys, good morning. It's the next day, and I just wanted to show you a little bit around the boat right now. We got our little fruit hanger here. This light is really cool for hanging in the cockpit. We've got a lot of things charging on the old chart table here, I think. Yeah. We've got our storage, and at the moment it's a bit messy. We've got a few bags here and there and everywhere, but I can feel on this boat that this boat is very right hand heavy at the moment, or leaning to starboard a little bit. My idea is actually to start using the starboard tank first to actually balance the boat out a little bit, because the starboard tank, we've got 180 litres on the starboard side, and then the diesel is another 160, so when they're both full it tends to lean a little bit, especially with all the weight that we've got on the starboard side here. So yeah, I mean, we use this space as a storage space and then just put that cushion over the top, and it's like a nice little lounge area there, which is pretty cool. But one thing I've added in the back of the boat here, and this is also a storage space right now because we're using the other cabin back there. But this guy is amazing. It's a Dometic CFX 35. And I've ran it in and I've plugged it in actually into the engine battery there, because it really doesn't use a lot of power at all. It's using like 1, maybe 2 amps an hour or something like that, as long as it isn't too hot around, obviously. And you can really chill drinks nicely down to like 0 degrees or -2 if you want them really cold in the hot sun. But yeah, we got a lot of beers in there, some wine. I know what you're thinking, like, why did he wire it into the engine battery? Well, just to use the battery a little bit, just to use a little bit of power out of the battery, out of the engine battery. Yes, okay, you may be thinking it's a bad idea, but that CFX35 is actually designed to connect to a car battery or whatever, so there's different settings on it and when you want it to cut off, so that when the battery reaches a certain voltage, then it will just trip off, and you know, we can still start the engine for sure. Now down here, behind here, I've actually installed a Victron 10 amp charger just down there, and I've put a little switch on also. I don't think the inverter is on right now, but that switch turns the engine charger on and off, and that is also coupled in with the inverter. So even if we drain the engine battery, we can actually just switch the inverter on, turn the engine charger on, and then we'll just charge the battery and then be able to start the engine. So it is a little bit controversial because you know, starter batteries aren't really meant to be on slow draws or whatever, but I'm going to experiment with it and see if it works. Worst case, I'm just going to wire it into the house bank. It's not going to be too much work, a bit of a wire run, but I'll just do that instead. But at the moment it seems to be working very well. We just hang our Sena headsets here, and we've got a head torch, really essential, all the sunglasses and whatever. I've got a portable VHF there, really handy if you have to jump into a life raft or a dinghy or whatever and you're out there and you need to talk with the Coast Guard. Very, very useful. And of course we've got a bigger bilge pump in there. The Victron display is there. It's a very cool setup, and I've really become happy with this boat, with the way that I've set it up and the way that I've configured things. I mean, there's still things to do, but you know, I'm not going to worry about that until this winter, and there'll be a couple of more projects, but not too much now. She's really getting into the shape that I've wanted to do.
Oh, flat. Take it easy. We ordered fresh bread yesterday from the harbour shop. So it's delivered to the boat at 9 o'clock in the morning with a message that says, "Good morning, southwesterly wind 4 to 8 meters per second, good visibility, east-west, home is best." It's very nice. I think all of the bags have different messages on, except the weather, of course.
That would be funny if they had like different. Oh, we don't like you.
Yeah.
No, you get a hurricane.
Yeah, weather is shit today for you.
Yeah.
You want an ice cream, Chris?
What kind of a question is that, Nikolai?
Stupid, because I don't have my...
I got a wallet.
You have a wallet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think the guy's getting ice cream.
We found a maze. And Tanya's got there first. That's really cool. Oh, Ollie is cheating.
Oh, you lost. Oh, I thought I won. No. Hey, 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 hey.
So I guess this is why they call it Rödhamn. There's a lot of red rock everywhere. There's people building a lot of cairns also. So between these two islands, they actually tried to make some stepping stones over there. And you can see that they've even craned them on and lifted them there basically, and the amount of effort that it would take to do that must be quite a lot actually. Finding the stones, drilling into them, making anchors, getting them out here. and then now we can't walk on them across because, I mean, the water is high, to be fair, that's probably the reason. It's about 20 centimeters higher than it should be. Beautiful boat. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the crossing and Rödhamn. In the next episode we're going to be going deeper into Orland, in some places that we've never been before and some really beautiful spots. Stick around to see that. See you next time.